Hi, Bren.
Hi.
We're outside Home. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, Home. It's an art centre in Manchester. We host independent film, contemporary art and theatre.
I'm here because you wanted me to talk to the staff about HIV and AIDS because there's an exhibition on.
That's right. Yeah, we have an exhibition, John Walter Capsid. So John is an artist, a British artist who has spent a period of residency at Towers Lab in London, which is an HIV specialist research lab, and has created a body of work as artist in residence there. And so the exhibition, it addresses the representation of viruses, and particularly the HIV virus, and really kind of unpacks that and presents it in a new, more kind of joyful, energising, dynamic way. But it also uses the HIV virus as a metaphor for how we transmit ideas and infect others with ideas.
But not all of the staff in Home need to know this stuff. But you wanted them to. That's why you got me up here to talk to the staff themselves about this. That's kind of a gorgeous idea.
I just thought it was a real moment. It's not about kind of lecturing to members of the public. It's not just for the exhibition invigilators, but it was a moment to equip my colleagues and myself with further information. Not, some of us as a gay man myself, I have access to a large amount of information, but other colleagues, even though they work in a liberal artsy environment, the last reference they may have is of tombstones toppling and of sexual health campaigns which are kind of years out of date.
They were a beautiful audience. It was kind of really loving hour and a half, wasn't it?
It was a great experience. It's just a kind of a wake-up call and a reminder as well that we think we know things broadly in general, and actually we just need to question our own knowledge and also to take a little bit more personal accountability about what we can do to address this topic and to kind of further disseminate information.
I think a lot of them had, like a few hands went up, they'd learned about HIV in school, but I don't think they'd ever humanised it or had a nice, relaxed conversation about how it affects us in the bedrooms and shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, to keep going back to this idea that we think we know it all because we go to the theatre and we go to independent movies and we see Spanish cinema, but actually no, we are as frequently as conservative or as rigid and stuck in our ways, and we just need to be a bit more porous and to start this conversation, this dialogue, keep it going. And
you showed the Chemsex documentary here at Home a few years back.
Yeah, we did. It was a sellout, and I was telling you that there was this real moment at the end because you weren't with us, unfortunately. Not that it's your fault, but there was this moment at the end when the lights came up, and there's this real sense of need to unpack and to discuss what we've just watched. And it was also when the lights came up, but also as people were taking their seats, that I was really struck by the amount of women attending in the audience, and that it wasn't simply gay men, but I would say it was 2/3 women, and I was getting a real sense that these people were there in the sense of friends, as sisters, as nurses, that they were perhaps not seeing or talking about the role that women have to play.
It's a really important point for me because nearly every gay man has their best girlfriend that they have in school, age 15 or 16. Sometimes the person we come out to, the person that doesn't judge us most of all, before we even tell our mum and dad, and before we've even had sex sometimes. And they come on this journey with us, and for some, Chemsex is almost like a rite of passage for gay men, and our girlfriends get abandoned. Mm-hmm. They graduate from being our best friend to being the friend that holds the coat in the coat check while we are snogging the guy we're taking home, mm-hmm. to just kind of being unwelcome in the chill out party, to being ostracised completely kind of from somebody's life. It's really sad. It's mm-hmm. awful that that's another. So for me, it's really poignant and lovely that women are coming to see that documentary, and that they're involved. Chemsex affects other people. It doesn't just affect people who are doing the chems, it affects communities and friends.
I think, as we saw with the AIDS virus as well, and the everything happening there, the amount of women and lesbian women and straight women and mothers and friends and nurses and strangers in many cases, that it's everyone is involved and everyone can help kind of shed some light and lift that veil.
Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
I'll come back again soon.
Cheers. Thank you. Yeah,
bye.